Huntington Beach, and welcome to HB Biz Break, a regular look at your Huntington Beach Chamber of Commerce and how it really works for the business community here in Huntington Beach. I'm Matt Liffring, and together we will focus on the issues, people, places, and the many things of the business of our community. But first, the big picture. A milestone happened along Beach Boulevard last year, and that was the explosion to over $1 billion in sales, courtesy of the Huntington Beach Auto Dealers Association, better known as the Beach Boulevard of Cars. The association that boasts now over 11 dealerships spread across the west and east side of Highway 39 contributes to over $5 million in tax revenue to the city of Huntington Beach. This is an important economic driver. And remember, when you buy a new car from any of the dealers, you will receive a voucher for a free beach parking pass, a $150 value. And have you seen your HB downtown lately? Whatever the Downtown Improvement District is doing, it's doing the right things. Downtown, cleaner, increased security, lighting features, more families visiting, and newer build-outs with favorite businesses coming back like Mangiamo Gelato and more. Better synergy between Main Street, 5th and PCH, and Visit HB. And Huntington Beach had a banner year in 2018, being named Best California Beach by USA Today. And among other notables, recently being named 9th in the country by Wallet Hub as the happiest city to live in. Next in the studio, we will see who is credited with many of those accolades. Next. Welcome back to Biz Break. Much of the growing popularity of Huntington Beach nationally and internationally is credited to Visit HB, the city's destination marketing organization. Now with us is Kelly Miller, President and CEO, and John Ellenfeld, Executive Vice President of Sales and Administration. Welcome to you both, HB Biz Break.
Thank you.
Thank you, Matt.
Hey, can you explain what's going on, this phenomenon growth that we're seeing? And it's all due to you folks, pretty much, of Surf City USA. Explain that brand, Surf City USA.
Great question. So we get asked that a lot. So when you talk about branding, there's this sort of merging of what people think about as the functional benefits of a place, the hotels, the restaurants, the shopping, the airports, infrastructure, and then this perceived emotional thought about when you think about Surf City USA through our great advertising, marketing, and messaging. We've told ourselves that we're the quintessential California beach destination. So it's the merging of those two things. And then through our great marketing efforts, we target specific audiences around the world to deliver that message, to hopefully change their hearts and minds and their perceptions of who we are. So when they think about traveling to America, they think about the West, they think about California, they think about SoCal, and hopefully they'll think about us versus our competitors.
And there are competitors, but we're doing pretty good, right, John?
We're actually doing really well, and I think a lot of that is attributed to the partnerships that Visit Huntington Beach has with Brand USA, with Visit California, and with the Orange County Visitors Association. This gives us a global reach with representation in key markets like the UK, Australia, China, and it furthers the branding of Surf City USA and gives us that competitive edge out there where the travel dollars are highly sought after and there are lots of options, especially in California, and we want to be able to showcase that Huntington Beach has it all. You can have your hub centered here, and you can enjoy the beautiful 10 miles of uninterrupted coastline, and it's also your gateway to many other Southern California attractions.
Very much. And to fund that attraction of your organization, people might be thinking, there's our tax money. You know, what are they doing with our tax money? But you have another message, right, Kelly?
We do. Fortunately for the residents who may be viewing this broadcast, they should rest assured that their property taxes, their sales tax, do not go into anything that VHB does. We did collect a tourism occupancy tax, and that actually, we will no longer get that effective Feb 1, and we will be 100% funded by a tourism business improvement district, which is great. So we are self-assessed, we are self-funded, and at the end of the day, we drive probably $750 million of economic impact to this city. Our numbers show that it's over 5,000 jobs. And it's wildly successful, and it's great to know that the local taxpayers do not pay a dime of that.
But because of your efforts, is this true that our residents would be actually paying more in tax?
Probably about $550 to $600 more per year were it not for those over 4 million non-OC resident visitors that decide to come to Huntington Beach, spend their money, and return home.
Amazing story. Amazing
It is an
story.
amazing story.
And there's something new that people are seeing all over our community right now, and that's what we call wayfinding or proper signage. It's been in the works for a while, and it's happening in our backyard.
It is. Yeah, quickly, our research showed that capacity building and trying to get people throughout our destination is absolutely crucial. We're just not about the beach. We want people to come from January 1 through December 31, right, John? And we want them to be able to transit and to get to places throughout Huntington Beach easily. So what we did a public process. We're spending over $1 million putting in upwards to 200 installations throughout our city, from gateway signs to vehicular traffic, where to park, some attraction signs, go to how to get to Shipley Nature Center, how to get to Central Park, those places, pedestrian signs, how long to get from point A to point B. So when they see these, they'll say, you know what, I didn't know that there was an art center or an International Surf Museum or Shipley Nature Center, and how do I get there? And that's what our ultimate goal is going to be.
Right, and that helps directly the residents and businesses.
It does.
Right here in Huntington Beach.
It does.
That's how tourism helps, right?
That is correct.
That's fantastic.
That is correct.
Now then, looking forward in the future, it's all about this global reach that you've established. What does the future look like, John?
The future really for promoting a destination and for travel is for people to be able to identify with the experiences that they see. And that helps them choose where they're going to go for a destination, either for a business meeting or for vacation travel or for just a simple getaway. That is really highly driven by imagery. So Visit Huntington Beach knows that this is the wave of the future, and that when you have different kinds of apps out there that will talk about how you experienced a restaurant, how you experienced an airline, or even a destination. The actual testimonials from people that have been to your destination is key and paramount. So Visit Huntington Beach not only collects imagery from fantastic photographers that take them of our destination, but we actually encourage local residents and visitors alike to submit imagery and experiences of what they're doing in the destination with their families, with their corporations, with their multi-generation families, and then we in turn use that as far as our branding message of Huntington Beach to the world.
Amazing, amazing. You're pioneers in the field, truly, and we're proud in Huntington Beach to have such an organization taking the forefront, not just nationally, everybody, but internationally, as you know. Kelly, John, Visit HB, thank you very much for your help.
You're welcome.
Today.
Thank you.
Thank
Very
you.
good. Next on the break, after this break, we'll show you how history is good business in Huntington Beach. The Chamber is collaboration. The Huntington Beach Chamber of Commerce works to bring groups to the table with a focus on a continued effort to make Huntington Beach the best place to live, work, and play. The Huntington Beach Chamber of Commerce means business for a better community. Hey, one of our more popular nonprofits in the community is the HB Historical Society, and with us today is Darryl Rivers, Vice President, and the President, his mother, Kelly Rivers, the President at HB Historical Society. And this does run in the family, right?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, it goes way back. How did it get its origin in the very first place?
The ladies in Huntington Beach were trying to restore the Newland House because it was in ruins in the 70s, and they needed a nonprofit group to do that.
It's hard to imagine, looking at the Newland House now, that was ever in disrepair.
It was horrible.
Wow. And then what began the bigger picture today of the Historical Society, right? Because
We're
today,
more than just the Newland House.
more than just a Newland House, but now, Darryl, you have tours there and events on the whole property, right?
Yeah, with the Newland House has a second life. We have in the Newland House, we have our historical tours. We have schools come in for educational programs. And behind the Newland House, everyone knows the Newland Barn, which is a wedding venue, all kinds of events actually. And it has people in it every weekend. So it has a second breath of life as an important venue in the city.
Absolutely.
Not just an old house we saved.
Absolutely, yeah. A great story. I didn't know that your Civil War days actually started at the Newland House, on the grounds there.
Yeah, it started behind the Newland House, Bartlett Park. It is a park. Most people just know it as the vast expanse behind the Newland House, but it is a city park.
It is a newly actually renovated park.
Yeah, no, it's great now. It's great. And it's great to go through Bartlett Park. It's
right.
something to be appreciated. And it started our Civil War reenactment in 1993.
Wow.
My grandmother started it, and it was probably 20 guys and a cannon and a horse. And now it's grown, moved to Central Park, and is a huge event now that draws people from all over the country.
Yeah, well, some say all over the world. Of course, you have the Revolutionary War as well. Well, which came first, Civil War, and then you added the Revolutionary War?
The Revolution is new. The Revolution's 5, I think, and
We
Civil
call
War.
that Civil War the prequel.
Yes,
True, right?
We do it out of order too.
and Civil War Days is 26.
26 years
Yeah.
now. Amazing. And yet, what we call a signature event in Huntington Beach. Wonderful. How does the Historical Society make its nonprofit revenue, sir?
Mostly from our events. We do a lot of fundraising at the events. We have a lot of vending at our events. Go buy a hot dog. That helps save the Newland House. And then private donations throughout the year. But our main job is to facilitate events, to serve as a resource for people that are doing research, and to help educate the public, whether that be through our events or through having the Newland House there for tours, or to help people find things for schools, like people that will come into schools and different historical education programs.
Right, well, you have events specific to the Newland House every year, like your wonderful Christmas event.
Yep.
Can you talk a little bit about
There's the
that?
Christmas open house.
Yeah.
We have Victorian Santa there, and he looks a lot like
Like
me.
you?
Yeah, a little bit. And no, that draws hundreds of people every year.
And that's
it's
free for everybody to come.
Yes. All our events are always free.
No charge.
What is the big message behind the Historical Society, do you feel? That you've been here for so many years now. What is that takeaway for our community and maybe even our business community?
I think the takeaway is that our city has a lot of history, but also there's a lot we can do to help people feel connected to our country's history. So there's our events that help you feel connected to our community story, whether that be the Newland House or surfing or oil.
Yeah.
And then there's also a lot to do with our state and our country's history with the Civil War days and our other programs. So the takeaway is that history is important. History isn't all completely boring, and history can come alive even in Huntington Beach.
Yeah, I don't know how you coordinate that Civil War days, because you have, just over that weekend, I mean, there's like 2 or 3 performances that day. I don't know how you do that.
There's
That's
something
amazing.
going on every 15 minutes or so, but it's all volunteers. That's how we make it happen.
Amazing, and they come from everywhere.
Yep.
Now, how does somebody get involved and even learn more information about the Historical Society?
hbhistory.org. We made it easy. hbhistory.org.
And who are you today, Daryl?
Oh, this is my normal suit. I having worked around living history so much, I just wear my Victorian suit now as my normal suit. So I'm just me.
I remember when we had the History of the Pier ceremony. You were Mr. Huntington?
No, I was Mayor French. I
Mayor
was the mayor
French.
from 1914. So I've been many people.
Yes.
But this is my Mr. Newland suit. This is my Mayor French suit. I am many people.
Well, we know these people as Daryl and Kelly, and they're continuing the torch and holding that today. Thank you very much for being part of this.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
having us.
Thank you. The Historical Society, check it out. Well, Huntington Beach, you become more acquainted with one of our many nonprofits in the area, and you're more acquainted with how our tourism connects with our community. Remember, connecting people, advocating for business, building a stronger business community is the role of the Chamber of Commerce, because a healthy business climate helps to make a better community. I'm Matt Liffring. See you next time.